For 12 years, Jack Mercer was a ghost in his own life. He'd built everything with his hands: the house on Sycamore Lane, the family business, even the swing set in the backyard where his daughter took her first wobbly ride. He'd worked double shifts, skipped vacations, swallowed pride like bitter medicine, all so Lena could focus on the kids and so his parents could retire in comfort. And then, one rainy Tuesday in October, he came home early from a canceled job site to find Lena packing a suitcase into his car, not just hers, his vintage '67 Mustang, the one he'd restored bolt by bolt. His mother stood in the doorway, arms crossed, saying, "You've been distant, Jack. We all agreed it's better this way." His father didn't even look up from his newspaper. His sister? She'd already moved into his study. They told him he was unstable, that he couldn't provide stability, that the business was failing because of his decisions, even though it was Lena who'd secretly drained their joint accounts to fund her sister's boutique spa, and his brother-in-law who'd mismanaged the contracts. But Jack had no proof, just exhaustion and heartbreak. So he left, not with a scream, but with silence. He vanished north, Alaska, they whispered, working oil rigs, fishing boats, anything that paid in cash and asked no questions. He sent one postcard to his daughter on her 10th birthday. It came back unopened. But Jack remembered every slight, every lie, every time the maid, Rosa, slipped him a warm roll when dinner was accidentally served after he got home late. Every time she quietly mended his work shirts or left a light in the garage when he stumbled in past midnight. Rosa never judged, never gossiped, just said, "You're a good man, Mr. Jack," in her soft Salvadoran accent. And Jack held on to that. 12 years later, a black Range Rover rolled down Sycamore Lane. The house looked smaller, neglected, paint peeling. The swing set rusted. Inside, chaos reigned. Lena, now going by Lena Sterling and running a failed wellness brand, was hosting a manifestation circle in the living room. His sister had turned his old workshop into a TikTok studio. His parents, frail but still sharp-tongued, sat at the kitchen table arguing over who really owned the deed. Then the doorbell rang. When Lena opened it, she dropped her crystal water bottle. "Jack!" He stood there, leaner, harder, eyes like flint, dressed in a tailored charcoal coat, not a speck of grease on him. Behind him stood a lawyer and a moving crew. "I'm here to collect what's mine," he said calmly. Turns out, while everyone assumed he died or disappeared, Jack had been investing, quietly, smartly. Oil dividends, real estate flips, a stake in a renewable energy startup. He'd hired a forensic accountant, tracked every cent Lena stole, every forged signature, every illegal transfer. And then he bought the house. Not from them, from the bank. Because while they'd been too busy blaming him for the business collapse, they'd missed the mortgage payments for 3 years. The bank foreclosed, and Jack, using an LLC with no name attached, won the auction. That afternoon, he handed each of them a certified letter. 72 hours to vacate, all personal items removed, no compensation, no negotiation. Lena screamed about emotional trauma. Her sister threatened lawsuits. Her father called him ungrateful. Jack just smiled. "You taught me something important," he said. "Blood doesn't make family. Loyalty does." Then he turned to Rosa, who stood trembling in the hallway, clutching her apron. "You kept my daughter's drawings," he said softly, nodding to the fridge still covered in faded crayon art. "You watered my mother's roses even after she fired you twice. You remembered I liked my coffee black." He handed her a key. This is your home now too, Rosa. Full salary, health insurance, and if you ever want to buy in, I'll draw up the papers myself." Tears streamed down her face. As the movers carried out Lena's crystal collection and his sister's ring lights, neighbors gathered on the sidewalk. Whispers turned to murmurs. He came back richer. They treated him like dirt. Karma's got a schedule. Jack stood on the porch that night, watching the sunset paint the sky gold over the house he'd built and reclaimed. Inside, Rosa was humming as she lit candles in the dining room, her daughter's drawings still on the fridge. He wasn't just home, he was whole. And this time, he'd chosen his family wisely.